Ohayou gozaimasu. Good morning. Welcome back to Appa's Kitchen on the road here in Nagoya. I don't know what day of the pilgrimage it is. It's my penultimate day. Hang on. Day 16. Counting the buffer days, because those count. Those are just as much a part of the pilgrimage as visiting the temples and everything else. Alright, I wanted to get on the sunny side of the street, and also I just don't like talking when there are people around. So anyway, so I'm going to a Jimokuji. So what I had to do, I submitted a request. ChatGPT was very helpful. Seemed to know the culturally appropriate way to do this. So we submitted a request for a prayer, and I requested a prayer for people who are suffering, to give them hope and strength. They responded. They said, how about a prayer for world peace and to end suffering, which was a ChatGPT kind of recommended originally. Why not go for broke here? I'm going to kind of convert it while I'm sitting there listening to it. So I won't be filming. Can't film, but also I don't want to, because I really want to experience it without any distractions. So I'm going to get there early, and I'll make a short video of Jimokuji, really take my time. The last time that I went there, I think I was doing 2 or 3 temples that day. So, you know, I went. I kind of took my time, but I didn't spend a lot of time there. So today is all I have, and then I have an appointment with the dermatologist this afternoon for this weird infection that I got on the side of my head. It's not a vacation if I don't go to the doctors. Alright, so I'm going to go to the Meitetsu station. My train's at 9 o'clock. Should be smooth sailing. Wish me luck. There's just so many people walking against me right now. I feel like a salmon swimming upstream. Alright, I just stopped and asked. He had to look it up. So he was going to have me take a 8:56 train. Navatime has me a 9:01. Just one train, you stay on it. And it changes to a different train, but you stay on the train. He was going to have me take the 8:56, an express train, and then change. It was so confusing. Change to another train, and I didn't understand what he was saying. So I said, what about this one? I showed him my phone. He's probably like, you already have it, why are you asking me? But he said, oh yeah, that one works. And it's the red line, Akai. And now I remember when I did this before, and I was confused. And I was looking at the board. Sakaguchi. I was looking at the board, and he told me Akai, and I didn't know what Akai was. I think I'm done with this train line. I think this is the last day. Thank God. The other thing I figured out about this station, it's always platform 1 or 4. Platforms 2 and 3 are the platforms that people get off on. I've been here 2 weeks. I'm finally figuring this stuff out. So from this platform, there's just a train that left 8:51. There's one 8:56, 8:59, and then mine's going to be 9:01. The next one is a limited express to Sakaguchi, which is on the direction of where I want to go. But then he told me some change that I have to make there, which I didn't understand. So that's been a big part of this pilgrimage, is, you know, getting lost, asking for help, finding directions, getting help. just dealing with it. Damn it, there is no 901. Fuck. I have to ask her. Well, I don't know why I got the wrong information for Navitime. So at 9:05, there's a train, and I'm standing on the blue section here. Ow. So now I have to wait. Now I don't see it. 9:05. The times are different. I have to translate this. There's been a disruption. Probably somebody jumped in front of the train. I'm being tested. I don't know what to do. I mean, let me ask Claude.
The next stop is Jimokuji Terminal, NH42.
Alright, so it makes one stop, Sakaguchi. And then there I'll be able to catch a connection, hopefully. Well, I was going to get there early. I still will get there early, but so now I have to wait for the 9:36 train. Yeah, something happened this morning. I don't know what. I have to take that into account. Today's really the only day that timing matters because my appointment is at 10. You don't want to keep a monk waiting. I'm not taking a chance. Apple Maps is saying reduced service on this line. He told me 9:36, but the train platform person, whatever they're called, she told me there was a 9:05 train. 9:05 never showed up. It was 9:09. He's telling me 9:36. How do I know that's going to show up? So you know what we're going to do? Look for a taxi. No taxis. Let's see if I can get one. 29-minute walk. There are no taxis. I don't know what to do. Walk up to the main road or go back up and try to get on a train. Alright, fingers crossed. It's saying 9:36. Now the time says 9:30. Made it. God, it's so ridiculous. I left early. Got to the station on time, 9 o'clock. It's supposed to take me 20 minutes. There's a little coffee shop next to Jimokuji. I thought, oh, I'll sit, have a little coffee, get to the temple early, walk around, light some incense. It's just, that's what this pilgrimage is about. It's not about visiting temples. It's about dealing with setbacks and getting lost and being confused and asking for directions and asking for help and receiving help and everything eventually working out. Or maybe not. Dealing with that. Anyway, I'm here. It's a beautiful day. It's right in front of me. Cherry blossoms are blooming more than when I was here before. So, all right, now we can relax. All right, there it is, Jimokuji. I think it's number 16, but we don't have to worry about the number today. There's a coffee shop. So pretty, the flowers are blooming. And last time I was here was a Sunday. It was really busy. There were lots of groups. Today it looks quieter. And the cherry blossoms really are almost at peak. My favorite time for the cherry blossoms is when they start falling because it's like snow. I don't usually do this, but I'm going to go today since I'm having a prayer. I'm going to go say hello to Kannon. It's a really beautiful Kannon statue here. So there are several important cultural properties here. I think the bell, the pagoda, and the gate. And then the temple, of course, but I'm not sure about this Kannon statue. It's really pretty. I'm here. We can see the monk. Well, that was something. The most powerful thing about it was the monk talked to me afterwards. Like, that made the most impression on me. But it was really beautiful. He was wearing a microphone. I didn't realize that last time. That's why it was so loud. But just so powerful. So he wrote on my coat. He spoke English. I asked him, so when I got here, he greeted me, and then he said, please come in, and then he told me price levels, donation levels. So I handed him my pre-prepared envelope. ChatGPT told me what kind of envelope to buy at Family Mart, what to write on it. I got somebody at the hotel at the front desk to write. It just says prayer offering or something like that. And then my name in katakana. So I gave that to him. And then I said, I have my hakoi. And I said, I want something written over the heart. So all of the temples that I visited on the pilgrimage are on the back. It's going to fill up the back tomorrow. And the front was completely blank. So I thought, I'll write something on the front as a commemoration of the prayer. So he was like, he pulled up they have some like printed things, like I'm supposed to know what they mean. And then he was kind of like, well, but if I just write Kannon, so I don't know what he wrote. So I'll send it to ChatGPT, ask ChatGPT to decode it for me. So he had me go sit in the prayer hall facing the altar. There are little seats, little mini benches. So I sat there, waited while he wrote on the robe. And really, you have to sit like right next to me. So then let me move. This is better, it's in the sun facing. So then he took the robe and brought it up to the altar. He also had, I think this is what ChatGPT referred to as a talisman. So it was a piece of paper that has something written on it. I'll have to translate that. He took that up to the altar as well. And a little gift that he gave me, which I think is sake. So he took all that up to the altar during the prayer. He gave me the instruction. There was a incense burner in front of the altar, or not in front of the altar, but in front of me. They had a little, not incense, but kind of like a little, not charcoal, but something that was burning inside of it. And then he opened a little pot with some incense, like I remember for being an altar boy. He told me he would give me a signal, and that when he gave me the signal to go up to the pot and 3 times put the incense in the pot, and then I could say my prayer. So I asked, do I stay here? He said, no, you can just go back when you finish your prayer. And then he started. So he's chanting from the sutras, and with the intention of world peace, ringing the gong and beating the drum. It was really powerful. Then when he finished, he came and talked to me. He asked me where I was from, why I was doing this, if this was the first time I did pilgrimage, how many temples, how many days. Talked a little bit about, he asked me if I was a Buddhist. I said, no, not really, but you know, I like the teachings of Buddhism more than what I was raised with. So my religion, if you guess what it was, teaches us that we are originally evil, our original sin. Buddhism, the teaching of Buddhism is that you're inherently good, and you're always striving to reach that Buddha nature inside of you. And also Kannon is something that's not external, it's inside of us, compassion. And boy, we really need it. It's just so sad, so sad what's happening right now. So we had a nice chat. He asked me how old I was. I told him, he said he thought I was younger. So it's just funny. It was just a very nice kind of human interaction with a monk. And then he left. I bought a bracelet. It's a little tight, but, and yeah, and then I just spent some time wandering around here. It's so beautiful. So the temple itself goes back to like 537 or something like that. Very old. The building is new, this temple building. So this is new. He said it's concrete. But the shrine inside, there's a cannon. A lot of these temples, Asakusa also has the same story. So he said that where this gate is was the sea. How could that be possible? I have to look at a map. And some fishermen were fishing and they fished out the image, the statue of Kannon. It's the same story in Asakusa, fishermen. So it's a secret cannon. There are a few secret cannons on the pilgrimage route. He said he's never seen it. It's behind the altar. And then there's something supposed to be inside of the Kannon statue. You know me, I'm skeptical, but it's all about faith, as my friend Maria would say. Anyway, it was really beautiful. He said, you know, not many people come here. Not many people do the pilgrimage. I was going to say, well, I'm an international YouTube star. I'll tell people to come. So, people, stop going to these overcrowded places. Get off the beaten path. This is just so beautiful. Look at this right now. It's a Thursday morning, 11 o'clock. Oh my God, I was just filming, just talking and not recording. So the talisman that he gave me, I was saying this so that I'll remember, I have to display it facing south or east, not north or west. And then if I come back to Japan and return here, return it and they'll take it from me. I think it's my prayer. All right, I'm gonna go say goodbye to Kannon. Oh, here's a bell. I'll ring a bell and say a little prayer here. There's another temple across the street there. It says Tower of Peace. That's appropriate. All right, I'm gonna go check out this little coffee shop. Take a little rest there and then figure out where I can eat lunch and if I want to do anything else today. Stay tuned, there might be more. All right, so right next to Jimokuji is this little coffee shop. It's so beautiful. I didn't want to leave. Look at that, how gorgeous that is. With the cherry blossoms. People, this intersection, people just don't get that you're taking pictures. So I'm not even near the crosswalk. Deliberately, I'm standing behind this railing. They're still stopping. This lady looked at me like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm taking a picture. But, oh my God, that's so gorgeous. the lunch question has been solved. They have a set lunch here, so it's so cute. I'm gonna try it. This guy's chowing down, and yeah, it's really cute. This place. She came home with her phone and she translated. She told me it's a Japanese set. Beautiful. So that's some rice, something, miso soup, something else, and pickles. I'm so hungry. Guess where I am? I came back, so I just had lunch. It was really good. It was, yeah, very Japanese. So it was rice with maybe some mushrooms. I don't know what else was in it. And I had these dried shrimp on it, which normally if I had to choose, I would not choose that. But it was actually really good. Sesame seeds, and then some other stuff. Some like seaweed with beans. Just so pretty here. Some miso soup with mushrooms, lots of mushrooms in it, and vegetables, and a piece of mochi. So in this little dish there was like a boiled radish, something else, maybe oden or something, fish cake, and then mochi, a ball of mochi. So I went to pick it up with the chopsticks, and it went flying across the room. She was very nice. It was a really nice couple. The guy had this wild white hair. She was very kind. You know, when she handed me the menu, it was all in Japanese, and I said, "Daijoubu desu," and I pulled out my phone, showed her I was going to translate it. And then it said, it was like available Wednesday. I was like, wait a minute, is today Wednesday? So I said, "Yo, today?" She said, "Yeah." So then she started writing on her phone and translating it for me, which was really nice. Nobody has done that yet. People just kind of like, they hear me speak a little Japanese and then they assume I'm fluent, which I'm not. So when the mochi went flying, she was behind the counter. She wasn't paying attention, and I was just kind of like, I was trying to find it. I didn't know where it went, looking all over the floor. So she saw me, and I said, "Sumimasen, mochi." So she couldn't find it either. Finally, we found it. It was under the table next to me. They thought it was funny. I thought they were going to give me a new one, but they didn't. They were like, "We're not going to give you any more of that." So anyway, I came back here to use the restroom. Really nice restroom. One more reason to visit Jimokuji. But it's just so pretty right now. It's just so quiet. Even like Osu Kannon, the first one that I went to, it was kind of central Nagoya. It was a mob scene. There's like pigeons and people screaming and taking selfies, and this is just so beautiful. So in the end, I'm glad that I came here for this Kito. I really don't want to leave. I asked Claude what else I could do. So there's a very important Shinto shrine 3 stops further down the line. So I'm going to go there. Check that out. It's an old merchant town, so it sounds interesting. So I'm kind of liking this. You know, there were some places that really were worth visiting. Seto the other day, the pottery town. Jekko Inn, even though it was difficult to get to, going up the mountain. If you time it right and are able to catch the community bus, that's not that bad. Or to walk down from the temple wasn't really that bad. So there were quite a few actually that I would say are destinations that people should look into. Ryusenji, I love. Casadera, which I went to, I added it on after a couple other temples. It wasn't supposed to be that day, but they told me that it was near. It was really beautiful. It was one of the big four. So actually the big four Kannon temples: Jimokuji, Ryusenji, Casadera, and Arako Kannon. And Arako Kannon was another one where there were quite a few people visiting when I went there. So all of those, I would say, are worth a visit. Just great, you know. Even, I mean, in Tokyo, it's like the important temples are all busy. And here you have this just gorgeous cannon, this gorgeous building, and some important cultural properties like the pagoda. Where's that pagoda? Can't really see it. And you could do a prayer here. I have a Kito request. So the way I did the prayer, ChatGPT helped me a lot. You can go to jifokuji.com.jp or something, their website, and they have an email address. So I translated everything. This monk spoke English, but I had everything translated, and ChatGPT made it all culturally appropriate. They responded. They gave me some dates and times that it was available. The pay fee structure, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, or 10,000 or more. And ChatGPT said it doesn't really matter. The strength of the prayer doesn't depend on how much you contribute. I actually would have given 10,000, but ChatGPT said give 5. Yeah, and then just come. And the monk spoke English. Do it, people. Come pray for world peace. We need it. All right. You know, at any other temple, there would be people taking selfies in front of this tree, taking selfies in front of the temple, taking selfies in front of the torii, holding up the peace sign in front of the pagoda. And I have this all to myself right now. Just me and a couple crows and some pigeons. All right, it's 12 o'clock. I'm going to go to Tsushima, I think. 3 stops from here, away from Nagoya. Check it out. And then I have an appointment with a dermatologist at 4. So I don't know if I want to go back to my hotel or just go there. Play it by ear. Stay tuned. All right, so I'm going to Tsushima. Tsushima. Here's a station right here. Claude is in the doghouse. He said 5 minutes from the station. It's right there. So I got to the station, put it into Apple Maps. I was like, it must be the wrong place. Because it's like halfway, looked like it was all the way back in Nagoya. So I copied the name written in kanji, pasted it again. It's a 21-minute walk. So fortunately I found this bus Well, it's a community loop bus. It really looped. Loop to loop to loop. Stopped at the hospital. It was all priority seating except for like a row of seats in the back. So it's for the old people. Took forever. 35 minutes. I got off. I think I got off at the wrong stop. So now I'm walking down this dirt path. I think this is it right here. So anyway, Tsushima Jinja. It's very important. Here it is. Very important shrine. Historically, people came to pray against illness, disease, during plagues. And apparently, Tsushima, the god who's enshrined here, it's not his name, but this Tsushima related god became very popular. There's the main gate back there where I should have walked in. Became very popular around Japan. So there are many Tsushima shrines. Anyway, I made it against all odds. It's been one of those days. Those are the people that were on my bus. I think the bus might have stopped here, but Apple Maps was telling me I arrived. All right, let's check it out. Tsushima Shrine here in Tsushima, Aichi Prefecture. So Tsushima, Ima, is island, like Iwo Jima. So this was an island. It was surrounded by a river. There's a whole bunch of history that I don't remember. Look it up. Not to be confused with Tsushima in Fukuoka, which Claude was confusing it with and told me. And I said, well, you're sure this is all about this place? Really pretty with the cherry blossoms right now. I said, Claude, it's 21 minutes. He said, whoops, my bad. I said, not funny. He said, well, it's next to the park and there's a Starbucks there. Claude. And there's another torii over there. All right, let me show you. It's a pretty massive space here. And then there's supposed to be some old merchant town and like a shopping street with sweets and traditional things. But I don't know if it's out that torii or out this torii. Maybe if I look on the map. It's pretty. Might be that way. I'm gonna buy a amulet. All right. Well, now I'm going to Shimecho. Shimecho. I asked Claude, is that where I'm going? Getting all these random answers. Claude, he's getting tired of me asking questions, I guess. So But he said Tsushima, where I am, has more temples than Kyoto. What do you think of that, viewer? It's very quiet. I'm really tired. I think I overdid it today. So, and he's telling me like, you know, this person's house and that person's house. I don't know who these people are. Here's another torii. Wow. This is very intriguing. Guarded by lions. And very densely wooded. Ooh. I'm gonna kill myself. So one thing that keeps coming up, because I know you're interested, viewer, is Buddhism and Shintoism used to be combined religions in Japan. There's a name for it, I forget. And then Emperor Meiji Restoration, passed a law to separate them. So this shrine in particular used to be a combined Buddhist and Shinto place. I don't see any old street, Claude. Let me check again, because this might be Shinmeicho that I just walked down. All right, going back to the station. I sent Claude a picture of the map, Shinmeicho, which he told me was this old merchant town, which was basically just the pathway to the shrine. I said, there's no merchant town here. He said, yeah, I see that. It's just residential. Sorry, I oversold it. What are you going to do now? I said, if you were human, I would throttle you. He always says, fair enough. So, I don't know, maybe that is it. I don't know. I'm missing something here. Because ChatGPT actually told me the same thing. So it's not just Claude. Claude gives up very easily. Anyway, it's all about the journey and recovery. It's really a beautiful day. So it's a 15-minute walk to the station. I'm going to walk to the station and then I'm going to go to Fushimi. So back to Nagoya, take the subway one stop to Fushimi, which is where my dermatologist is. I have a follow-up appointment. So I'm not going to end it yet, because I'm going to be kind of passing around this park, this river park. There might be cherry blossoms or something. So hang on, viewer, we're not done yet. Not quite blooming yet. Check out this map. Oh, it's Honmachisuji Street. It's the previous main route, also known as Tsushima Kamikaido route, Shumokaido route, or the Jujin Kaido route. It's the main street of Tsushima crowded with many people.
Well regarded for historical scenery of Machiya townhouses, temple shrines, and mercantile houses. So where is that? You are here. Old Hota's house. That's number 5. Oh, it's all the way over there. Grr. Is that the direction I'm walking? No, I'm walking this way. I'm walking this way to the station. Let me see. Honmachi Street. Honmachi Street. Alright, the only thing I could figure out is going to this Ichi something shrine. And then that Honmachi Street is near there. I forgot the Laurel Maps is worthless if I enter Honmachi Street. I can't find it. Comes up with something 5,000 miles away. So, and then from there, hopefully I can take a taxi back to the station. It kind of looks like all the houses down there. This is an adventure, viewer. This is called, we haven't walked or gotten lost enough. So let's just do it a little bit more for old time's sake. But I think those houses look kind of old over there. Let's see. Maybe we'll discover the new Kyoto. What do you think? This looks pretty old. Tourist Information Center. Tanagawa's Park. Old Himuro Sakutayu's house. Old Hota's house. Toge Jinja Shrine. Let's go this way. Maybe Tourist Information Center can give me information on a bus back to the station. And on Machi Street. Alright, we got another sign. Ichigamisha, that's where I'm going. Kamikiri no Ido, there's a well. And Tourist Information Center is that way. Tsushima Station is behind me. Okay. I just need to be back at the station by 3, I think. If I didn't have these appointments today, I wouldn't really care. Today is not the day to get lost. So interesting. And look at this. Look at what that is. Ooh. Look at that. There's the well. And there's a gate. What is this? Joshimbo Temple. Alright. We're looking for tourist information first. Because really what I want right now is to sit down, have a nice cup of matcha and a sweet, and then get the hell out of here. Because I've seen enough. Well, it's telling me that that's the shrine. I didn't see any tourist information center. I have to get back there with Yeah. That's a Vietnamese restaurant. And we lost our signposts here. I'm going to keep walking. So I think that's the shrine. I know what this is. Look at this. And look at this building. Oh, they do that. I think they burn the wood to make it fireproof. I was walking straight. Claude told me to go to this temple. But I probably shouldn't have listened. Alright. I'm going to plug in the station and make my way back to the station. I give up. This is a time where I can give up. I don't have to keep going because, first of all, I don't know what I'm looking for. There was something on that sign by the park that indicated an old shopping street, merchant village, but now I don't remember what it was called, and it's not on Apple Maps. And I sent a screenshot to Claude thinking he might be able to figure it out, and he's just guessing at this point. This is Fudo-in Temple. Alright, it's a pretty little neighborhood. There's a train I just saw in front of me. So I'm getting close. I'm going to be really early, but I would rather give myself extra time at this point because that's the kind of day it's been. So I'm going to end it here. This video is going to be a mess. I will try to edit it down. I'll try to edit out some of the blabbering, blubbering, rambling. I can't even talk at this point. So that was an unsuccessful trip to Tsushima. The shrine was okay. Nothing to write home about. Never found the old town, but supposedly there are more temples here than in Kyoto. And it looks like it has potential if you can find out where you're going. All right, viewer, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye-bye.